Hello and welcome to another episode of MCTV News. I'm your host, BRIELLE Winsor.
And I'm Lavoie. On today's show, Ella Boissonneault brings us a piece on local pet store Noah's Ark. JILLIAN Andrews shows us behind the scenes of the unreleased drama production, the 25th Annual Putnam County Spelling Bee. Sophia Chvojka takes us to Landmark Cinemas in St. Albert, and ARTEMIS Dalton gives us a report on Morinville Vet Clinic. But first, here's our top story.
This fall, along with the start of a new school year, MCHS students were introduced to a new system called HOWLS block. This block is at the end of the day, and students can register to be with a teacher of their choosing for homework or extra help. Here to give us more information on HOWLS block is reporter Luke Robinson.
With a new school year rolling around, MCHS has added a new block to students' schedules called a HOWLS block.
A lot of it came from students asking us if they can have some time to see their teachers when they needed help. We also had a large group of students asking for additional homework time because they felt that a lot of what they were doing at home, if some of it could be alleviated in class and during the HOWLS block, that would help them quite a bit, because a lot of our students actually have part-time jobs, and balancing both is very difficult. So those two things, and also this is going on in other schools throughout the province, and it was time that we got on board, and we're glad so far that we did. Scheduling, timetabling was probably the hardest thing, trying to figure out what point of the day would be the best part to put it. We thought about maybe at lunchtime, first thing in the morning, but the more that we thought about it, the more we thought, okay, you know what, we'll do it at the end of the day. We were worried about the heavier morning because we have 3 classes in the morning. Then we have lunch, then we have one block, then HOWLS block. So the heavier morning we were concerned about, but so far so good, has been going okay.
What do the students feel the HOWLS block adds to their learning experience?
I feel like it gives me a couple extra hours to work on the things that I might need a little bit more time to work on. It's a little lackluster when it comes to having options, because the good ones are usually taken up for like weeks before. And the ones that you don't really want, you can't even take anyways.
Allowing students to get more help in the workday and aid them with different problems or struggles that they're having in class. I can finish my homework in school and not have to take it home.
But why does it fall short?
I think it needs to have a wider variety of classes with a larger capacity, because all of the good classes are usually taken up for far too long before it's actually there.
Sometimes a certain room or spot that you want to go to either isn't open or is too full for you to actually go to, and that provides somewhat of a struggle when you're trying to get help in that certain subject.
For MCTV News, Luke Robinson reporting.
Welcome back. The end of October is quickly approaching, and that is typically when the much anticipated temperature drop occurs. MCTV meteorologist Luke Robinson is here to let us know what the next 7 days will have in store.
Thanks, Brielle. So up in Whitehorse, it'll be 5 with mostly sun. Yellowknife, it'll be also mostly sun with a 7. Vancouver will be some rain with 16. Regina will be mostly sunny again with a 6. Winnipeg, it's also mostly sunny with a 6. Up in Iqaluit, it'll be snowing with a 2. In Toronto, it will be 18 with a thunderstorm. In Montreal, it will be 15 with a little bit of rain. Halifax will be also 15 with mostly sun. St. John's will be a little bit of rain and a 10. Let's take a look at Alberta. Up in high level, it'll be a 7 with mostly sun. Fort McMurray will be 6 with mostly sun. Grand Prairie will be raining with a 10. Edmonton will be also raining with an 11. Jasper will be mostly cloud with 12. Red Deer will be raining with an 11. Banff will be mostly cloudy with 10. Calgary will be 12 with mostly clouds, and Medicine Hat will be a little bit of clouds with a 16. Let's take a look at the current conditions. So it'll be 6 degrees Celsius today, and the wind is 7 kilometers an hour going east. Relative humidity is 74%. Sunrise will be at 8:13 a.m. and sunset will be at 6:24 p.m. Let's take a look at the 7-day forecast. On Friday, it will be a high of 12 and a low of 4. Saturday will be a high of 6 and a low of 1. On Sunday, it'll be a high of 10 and a low of 4. On On Monday, it'll be 12 with a low of 1. Tuesday, it will be a 12 with a low of 2. And Wednesday, it'll be a 10 with a low of 1. Thursday, it'll be 8 with a low of -2. Back to you, Brielle.
Thanks, Luke. Next up, reporter Ella Boissonneault brings us to the local pet store Noah's Ark, who have been providing all kinds of pet supplies and services to citizens of the Morinville area for years.
Noah's Ark has been one of Morinville's pet stores for many years. Here they provide all sorts of pet supplies and services for the town's residents and their furry friends.
So we didn't open the store. It was opened by a lady named Tammy in 2011, 2012. And then we took over from it in 2015.
Store, small town pet store, you know. So there's always somebody in there chatting with her.
It's close, and we've been going there for so long that it used to be the only pet store in town, so we just stuck with it.
It's been going 3 years now, 2.5 years. And we had other dogs before that used to go there as well.
As the store location is very convenient, she also provides dog grooming for her customers.
Yeah, so we do everything by appointments. If you've been here before, we set up a card for you, and then I'll book you in an appointment. Then you bring your dog in that day. We go through what we're gonna do to the dog that day.
They're fast and friendly. You call to make an appointment, they can book you in as soon as you can. If it's too far away, then they will put you on a waiting list.
The owner, she runs it herself, kind of thing. You know, she's got stock. We need other supplies. We get it there.
They also sell all kinds of animals for you and your family to have as a loyal companion.
You know what? All of it. I love doing the grooming. I like making dogs look really good and feel better. I like with the animals. I like talking to people. I just all of it. Thank you to our community for helping us. It's the reason we're here, because we're a little independent store. So if it wasn't for people like you guys that come and see us, and the other people that come, we wouldn't be here. So thank you for giving me a job.
Shop local.
For MCTV News, Ella Boissonneault reporting.
Here are your school announcements for Thursday, October 21st. Next week, Student Council will be running all sorts of Halloween activities at lunch. On Monday, there will be a school-wide scavenger hunt that runs all week, a mummy wrapping race on Tuesday, scarecrow rescue on Wednesday, monster musical chairs on Thursday, and cup hung on Friday. Each game costs $2, and you can sign up the day before the event you want to play. MCHS will be having its second HOWLS lunch on Wednesday, October 27th. If you are nominated to receive a lunch by a teacher, you will be notified. If you are a grade 12 interested in a post-secondary education in science, technology, engineering, or math, with marks over 90%, you can apply for the Schulich Scholarship. See Ms. Christensen for more details. For these and all other school information, keep connected by listening to the daily announcements, logging onto the school's website at www.mchs.gsacred.ab.ca, or by following the school on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. As well, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel by searching MCTV Morinville.
Thanks, Brielle. Next up, reporter Jillian Andrews gives us a look at last year's drama production, the 25th Annual Putnam County Spelling Bee. The play wasn't able to be shown to the public because of COVID-19, and she gives us a look on how the theater industry was changed due to gathering restrictions and other protective measures.
Almost all school events were shut down last year due to COVID-19 protocols. We saw no games, no tournaments, and no celebrations for 10 months. But the school musical was one of the only activities that ran. Auditions were held in February, and the show was set to go up in mid-April. Once again, due to COVID-19, the show never saw the stage. I'm here today to talk to the cast and crew of the 25th Annual Putnam County Spelling Bee about what they put into the show and why we never saw it.
The 25th Annual Putnam County Spelling Bee is really an interesting show because it is like all these different kids that just come from different places and different areas and different lives and stuff like that. They all come together and they all show their love for spelling.
Just as any MCHS show, the cast and crew of Putnam put in hours of hard work into their show. With a cast of only 13 people, everyone was pulling a lot more weight than usual. But as COVID-19 worsened and the restrictions tightened, they ended up filming the show 2 weeks early, in front of an audience of only 2 people.
So day of, we didn't even know until about 2 days before that day was going to be show day. And when we found out, we realized we had to fit Tech Week into about 4 hours and then perform the show and record it that night.
We had pretty much everything that could go wrong went wrong.
Every show has its ups and downs, but it seems that most problems for Putnam derive from their efforts to rehearse and perform during a pandemic.
The most difficult part was definitely the fact that there was no crew.
Not knowing if we were going to be there next week was a really, really hard factor to try to live with.
Yeah, I find that it was more you do your part and you hope you don't screw up someone else's.
It may be easy to focus on all the parts that went wrong while putting together this musical, but you can't ignore that there were a lot of positive experiences that arrived from the time they spent rehearsing.
My favorite moment of the show was by far when I taught the cast the choreography for the song Pandemonium.
My favorite part of the actual show itself is probably the I Love You song. Like, it's just a very moving, beautiful song.
But honestly, I think my favorite part about this was just the amount of bonding that went through the cast.
It's such a shame that they never got to share their story with us. But this production has showed that no matter what the conditions, the MCHS drama program will find a way to stay together. Reporting for MCTV News, JILLIAN Andrews.
Welcome back. Here with all the latest scores, including the MLB, NHL, NFL, and the CFL, is our very own sports analyst, AIDYN Chorney.
Thanks, Braden. In the majors yesterday, the Houston Astros crushed the Boston Red Sox, taking a 3-1 series lead in the ALCS, with a final score of 9-1, as well as the Braves had a similar victory against the Dodgers, scoring 9 runs to 2. And Atlanta is now one of the wins away from the World Series, leading 3-1 in their series. Turning to the NHL, the Flyers pulled ahead in the third period against the Bruins, winning by 3 points with a final score of 6-3. As well, the Blues were able to come back, having a close victory of 3-1, staying undefeated. The NBA season kicked off with Washington winning 98-83 over the Raptors. Boston fell to the Knicks of New York of 188-134. The Grizzlies beat the Cleveland in a score of 132-128. The Bell put up a team high with 31 points as the Hornets just slightly beat the Pacers by 123. To the Detroit Pistons were unsuccessful as they fell 94-88 against the Bulls and beat the Thunder in a 107-86 victory. Here the Week 11 schedule for the NFL. Drew Luck Broncos took over Baker Mayfield's Browns. Cassie players off against the Titans. Chicago takes on Brady and the Bucks. The 49th players battles and against the Colts. The Houston Texans plays the Arizona Cardinals, and the Falcons play Miami. And finally, here's a preview of this weekend's CFL football Friday day of action. Series Montreal takes on Toronto in a battle of the best in the East. Saturday sees the Redbacks playing the Tiger Cats. BC, number 1 ranked Winnipeg, and Calgary takes on Saskatchewan Roundheiders. Coming up next, ARTEMIS Dalton got a chance to get inside a look at our very own local veterinarian clinic in Morinville and what goes on there.
I had the opportunity to visit the Morinville Veterinarian Clinic. While there, I had the chance to communicate with 3 lovely staff members about their job. Firstly, I asked what do they enjoy about the job.
We're like a family, so even if there's like days that people don't get along in here, we will like drop everything to help each other if there's a problem.
Everybody is very respectful of one another. We work together as a team, and that is extremely important to me in the work industry.
With animals, you know, they hate, you know, things like nail trims and, you know, some of the things that we do. As soon as we're done, whatever is happening, they just kind of go back to being their lovely selves.
I love clients and I love the animals, obviously.
Seeing animals get better, it's really good when you see them come in with something and then a week later, they're much better.
Have they ever adopted a pet from the clinic?
I think almost everyone has adopted someone from here.
Oh, every cat I see, ever. Unfortunately, my boyfriend and sister-in-law are both allergic, so I can only have dogs.
What are the difficult parts about the job?
It is the stress of trying to make everybody happy while still trying to keep the clinic safe. Euthanasias are obviously never a fun thing to be a part of.
About 85% of our job entitles death and illness.
I guess it's like the things that you have to consider that you're going to experience here. So like your euthanasia, the cleaning, as well as animals that no matter what you do, they're just not getting better.
How many years of school until they were hired?
I did not go through any. So I started here as a work experience student in grade 10 through MCHS. And then I was able to get hired on as a boarding assistant. I was going to school for a technologist, and they asked me to be the practice manager.
I initially started off as a biological and research laboratory technician, so that was 4 years, and then to get my degree in veterinary medicine was an additional 4.
In what ways do they give back to the community?
We did like a blood donor clinic this last week, so that's not necessarily like directly this particular community, but the local veterinary community as a whole.
I think our stray program is a big thing that gives back.
And of course, the dog wanted to say something. We have learned a lot today about the Morinville Veterinarian Clinic and the services it provides, along with how the staff feel about their environment that they work in. This is reporter ARTEMIS Dalton with MCTV News.
Let's take a look at upcoming events. This month in film, we are experiencing a flood of new movies with titles such as Pokemon the Movie, Secrets of the Jungle, the latest James Bond movie, No Time to Die, Dune, Venom Let There Be Carnage, The Addams Family 2, and Hotel Transylvania Transformia. Here are new music releases for October. Blue Banisters by Lana Del Rey, Music of the Spheres by Coldplay, Equal by Ed Sheeran, I Don't Live Here Anymore by War on Drugs, Punk by Young Thug, Future Past by Duran Duran, and last but not least, let me do one more by Illuminati Hotties. There are a lot of new and popular upcoming video games to be released this October. Back 4 Blood, NHL 22, Mario Party Superstars, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, Jackbox Party Pack 8, and FIFA 22 are just some of those being released. As far as local events are concerned, the Morinville Farmers Market is switching to its indoor location for the remainder of October and November. Join local growers at the Rendezvous Center, which is located at 9913 104th Street, Morinville, Alberta, every Sunday from 12 to 4 p.m.
COVID-19 has affected all sorts of businesses, especially movie theaters. With multiple closures as well as the film industry slowing down, theaters have taken a hit. Our very own Sophia Chvojka shows us what it is like working at St. Albert's Landmark Cinemas and their cleaning protocols.
Landmark Cinemas in St. Albert has been open for over 3 years now. During this time, they've created a fun and comfy environment for movie lovers. But to keep everyone safe during the COVID-19 pandemic, they've had to make some changes.
We use vinyl oxide to clean the seats, and we also do sanitary checks every 30 minutes.
We all sanitize everything 30 minutes, and we wear masks every time in the building.
We do try and enforce social distancing among our guests. We have contactless payment options. We wipe down our surfaces in between each set. We have 50% capacity for our shows in the morning, and we have dividers between every other seat. We also require everyone to enter the building to wear a mask.
Along with keeping the theater sanitized, employees have many fun jobs and also many perks, like getting to watch free movies.
I watched a lot of movies as a kid, but once I started working here, it got so much worse, and now I watch movies almost like every week, every day.
I used to watch more movies when I was a kid. I don't have a lot of time these days to watch it. However, while working here, I have noticed that I have a greater appreciation for movies, that I am noticing more of the cinematography and more of the writing and all of the work and effort that goes into it.
I watched them most of my life, and then working here, you get more into it because everyone all enjoys movies together.
Landmark offers a very fun and exciting environment. Cast members have created friendships and enjoy working with each other.
My favorite part of the job has to be the sense of community created here among the cast members. I've met some of my best friends here, and we have an amazing chemistry when we're working together. It makes working here that much better.
My favorite part of the job is the people I work with.
The people that I work with, because we're all very close.
Parties, events, and movie showings are all offered at Landmark. There are many opportunities to spend time in a theater.
Yeah, so we have this room for birthday parties that you can hold here, or I know you can book off certain sections in a theater to have group events or anything like that.
So we do birthday parties almost every day, every week, and we also have work events where people can bring their friends and their coworkers.
We do host birthday parties. People can rent out a theater or simply rent out our room, our party room. Usually do those on Sundays. People can also rent out our theaters for events such as presentations or special showings of movies. We've even had people come and rent a theater to showcase their own movie.
Landmark Cinemas is open, ready for business, and excited to welcome everyone back. For MCTV News, Sophia Chvojka reporting.
And that's it for another episode of MCTV News. Join us again on our next episode to hear about the Morinville Food Bank, Orange Shirt Day at MCHS, the Urban Agriculture course at our school, and Morinville's Physiotherapy Clinic. All this plus sports and your 7-day weather forecast on Thursday, October 28th. So, Halloween is on a Sunday this year. Not fun.
Yeah, it's not going to be fun. That's a late night for school the next day.
Not a ton you could do. It'd be good if we had the Monday off.
Yeah, I wish that they would make Halloween an actual holiday.
That would be cool. From all of us at MCTV News, I'm BRIELLE Winsor.
And I'm Lavoie. Thanks for tuning in.